friends, welcome back to Carrie's Culinary Crafts. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Here on Carrie's Culinary Crafts, we talk all things food. Today I have a good one for you. I am going to be showing you 5 of our favorite sheet pan dinners. And you know me, sheet pan dinners, they are super easy, super quick, and super delicious. And usually you can get dinner on the table within 20 minutes or so. Super easy, clean up, one pan, that's it. So come along with me and I'm going to show you our top 5 of our favorite sheet pan dinners. For today's sheet pan dinner, I am going to be making sheet pan fajitas. This is one of our favorite sheet pan meals. And here I have some beautiful flank steak. And then I pulled out from my freezer some of my preserved onions. I have some sliced onions and I have one of these packets of bell pepper here. So to start off, first I'm going to go ahead and season my steaks, and all I'm going to use is this chili lime seasoning that I have. You can season it with whatever, you know, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, whatever you want. But I have this chili lime seasoning and it's a bit spicy, and it's just my husband and I for dinner today. So it's like a perfect time to make some spicy steak for us, since my younger son isn't here, so he won't be eating it. So I'm going to go ahead and add like a generous portion of this chili lime seasoning. You know what? I coated the one side. Now I'm just going to go ahead and flip it onto my sheet pan here. Oh, you can really smell the lime and that seasoning blend. Okay, so spread it out, and I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more on the other side now. And I'm going to get my vacuum seal pack of peppers here. And just pull those apart, break them up as much as you can. It doesn't matter if you can't break them up. You know, they'll come apart in the oven. But usually they're pretty easy to break apart. And then I'm going to add some of my sliced onions. And on those veggies, I'm going to go ahead and add just a little drizzle of olive oil. And that is it. Look, less than 5 minutes. 3 minutes is what's on my camera there. So it took me 3 minutes to throw this together. I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes. Dinner is done. Okay, now that it's been 20 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my oven. I'm going to push all my flank steak together here. And I'm going to add some cheese. I have some smoked provolone cheese here, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that. And then I'm just going to stick this back in the oven. The oven is turned off. I'm just going to stick it back in to melt it, and then it is done. That is like seriously the easiest sheet pan dinner that you can make. Today's sheet pan meal, I'm going to go ahead and do a whole bunch of sliders. My son has early baseball game today and tomorrow from 9 to 11, so I'm going to go ahead and make double sliders so everybody will have something when we come home for lunchtime. So here on my sheet pan, I have two 24 packs of Hawaiian rolls here. So I am doubling the recipe that I normally do. I normally do a 24 pack or two 12 packs and do one Italian and one ham and cheese. I'm going to do the same thing today, but I'm doubling it. And for the slider sauce, what makes it sliders, I have 1.5 sticks of melted butter here. I'm going to need some pepper and salt, onion powder, garlic powder, poppy seeds, Worcestershire sauce, some Dijon mustard, minced onions. And then for the sliders, I'm going to make ham and cheese. So I have ham, I have provolone, and then I have hard salami and sandwich pepperoni. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is mix together all the sauce ingredients. So I'm going to need about 2 tablespoons of minced onion. And then of all the spices, I'm going to need a tablespoon. So a tablespoon of garlic powder, tablespoon of onion powder, tablespoon of poppy seeds, and salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, I put about a teaspoon in. And I'm going to give this a good mix. And I need 1 to 2 tablespoons of the W sauce. And 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. give this a good stir. Make sure it's well combined. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and make up my sliders. Okay, and like I said, one I'm going to make just ham and cheese. And you can use whatever cheese you like. I have smoked provolone on hand, so that is what I'm using. You can use Swiss cheese, you can use mozzarella cheese, whatever kind of cheese you like. I just have 2 slices left, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on the Italian. Oh, and I want to preheat my oven to 350. And there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my lids on top. And I'm going to dump half of my sauce on the one, half of the sauce on the other. And spread that out. And there we go, double sliders, lunch for today and tomorrow after my son's baseball game. All we need to do is put these in the oven at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. You just are heating it through till the buns are nice and toasty and the cheese is melty and everything is warm inside. So 15 minutes, 20 tops. And after 15 minutes, here are the sliders. Cheese is nice and ooey and gooey. And I'm just gonna let these sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut them up into individual sliders. Hi friends. Today for dinner, on my next sheet pan dinner that I have, I am going to make some sheet pan Italian chicken with some gnocchi and some vegetables. And in here I have boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Okay, and there we go. I have boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Okay, now to prep my potato gnocchi, I am just going to open up this package and I'm going to dump this into a bowl. And all I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil. Just a little bit, like maybe a tablespoon, if even that. I'm not even sure I did that much. And then do some salt and some pepper. Then I'll go ahead and give this a stir. And that is done. I am going to, oh, my big knives are, cut up some zucchini. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. Drizzle with a little bit of oil. Some salt. And some pepper. And give that a little stir. Now, since these are boneless, skinless chicken breasts, it's not going to really take that long, so I'm going to go ahead and put on the gnocchis and the veggies as well. So then we're just going to put this in 350-degree oven until the chicken is done. Once the chicken is done, the other is going to be done as well. The only other thing that I'm going to do afterwards is I'm going to add some of my garlic herb butter. I'm going to melt this garlic herb butter and I'm going to mix it with all the gnocchis. Okay friends, time to put our dinner in the oven. I have my boneless, skinless chicken thighs, I have zucchini and onion, and I have potato gnocchi. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this in a 350-degree oven. And I will check it about, I'm going to check it at 30 minutes and see how close the chicken is ready to be done. If it's not done, then I'll put it in and I'll check it in like 5 or 10 increments after that. But yeah, so I mean, that's how simple sheet pan meals are. So wonderful. If you have everything already thawed, I mean, all you got to do, you've got the meat thawed, you season it, you put it on your sheet pan, you put a veggie, you put a starch if you want to starch, put it all on one pan, stick it in the oven, 350 to 400 degrees, whichever you want to use. And you just cook it until the protein is done. And one pan meal. Super simple, super easy. Okay, my timer went off for my sheet pan dinner. Let's take a look and see if we're done. It smells really good. Okay. Okay. Now the chicken, you want at least 165 degrees. And all of these, excuse me, all of these are 165 degrees. So I'm just going to check my veggies and make sure they are nice and tender. Yep. Okay, these are all really good. Okay, now I am going to melt up some of my garlic herb butter, and I'm going to put that on the gnocchi. Little extra salt. Okay, and there we go. Now, because my husband is not quite done with work yet, what I'm gonna do is, this is all done, so it really doesn't need to cook anymore. So I'm gonna turn off my oven, and then I'm going to put this back in the oven just to keep it warm until everybody is ready to eat. So it's only going to be about, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, but I don't want it to get cold. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it in the oven with it turned off just to keep it warm until my husband is ready for dinner. And there we go, sheet pan meal of Italian chicken thighs, zucchini and onions, and some potato gnocchi with garlic herb butter. Okay, for this next sheet pan dinner, I'm doing a common one that we do a lot, sausage, potatoes, and vegetables. And here I have some baby potatoes, and some of the bigger ones I'm cutting in half, and the smaller ones I'm just going ahead and leaving them whole. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in several cloves of garlic. Love roasted garlic. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add in my extra virgin olive oil and salt and pepper, and I'm adding in some of my homemade onion soup mix. And then I'm going to go ahead and get these stirred around a little bit and then get them on my sheet pan. The potatoes take a little bit longer, so I want to make sure that the potatoes are done, and then I will go ahead and add in the rest of the ingredients. And I do take the extra 5 minutes just to place the cut side down on the potatoes. If you do this, that cut side becomes all nice and crispy and so tasty. So I just take the 5 minutes just to go ahead and make sure that I have all the cut sides down. And when I go ahead and cook this, I will put this in a 350-degree oven. I will cook these potatoes for about 30 minutes. And then I will take them out, and then I will add the rest of everything that I'm going to put on the sheet pan. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get started on cutting up the veggies. I have some yellow squash and some zucchini here. And then I have some red onions. And I'm going to go ahead and get these chopped up all about the same size and get them ready for the sheet pan. Once the potatoes are done, then I can add all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up my onions now, and then I will cut up the sausage. Okay, here I'm going to go ahead and cut up the sausage, and you can leave these in whole links if you want to. Just on this day, I just decided to cut them up and then mix them in with all the veggies, and then I will season these as well. But sometimes, you know, I will leave them in the whole links. It really doesn't matter, whatever your preference is. And now I'm going to drizzle with some olive oil, some pepper, and then I'm going to use that onion soup mix on this as well. And I used about 2 tablespoons. And then once the potatoes are done, after the 30 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add this on the pan, and then I will cook for another 20 minutes until the sausage is done and your veggies are all nice and tender. Just check them to make sure that they were nice and fork tender. And now I'm going to go ahead and add in my sausage and veggies. And then I'm going to put this back in the oven for about 15-20 minutes, just till the veggies are soft and the sausage is done. Hi friends, we are doing our final sheet pan dinner meal here today. And here in my pan, I sliced up some steak, and these were some flank steaks. So I just sliced them up, and now I'm slicing up some of these red onions that I have, and I'm also going to add them to my bowl here. Just breaking them apart a little bit. Today I'm making steak and cheese hoagies. I kind of alternate between steak and cheese hoagies and Philly cheese steaks. This first video here, these are our top 5 sheet pan dinners that I make on a regular basis. Like, we make these at pretty much every month. So they are like really standard for when I need, when I don't have much time and need something quick and in a hurry. Sheet pan meals are the best thing to make for that. Okay, so here I have my steak and my onions, and all I'm going to add to it are some olive oil and seasonings. So I grabbed my olive oil, and then I have this steak seasoning here. It's kind of like my homemade version of Montreal steak seasoning. And since this has salt in it, I'm not going to put extra salt in it, but I will put pepper in it. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil, 1 to 2 tablespoons, depending on how much steak you have. And then I'm going to generously season my steak and onions. Yeah, it's about time that I make some more Montreal steak seasoning. Okay, and then I'm just going to give this a little stir. Okay, so with this, the Philly cheese, or not Philly cheese steak, the steak and cheese hoagies that I'm making. I have these nice big hoagie rolls here, nice and soft. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my sheet pan. Now I also made a zoodle salad, which you will see in another different recipe. So my husband and son are going to have these steak hoagies, and I am going to have the zoodle salad as my main portion of dinner. And then I have some hot pepper bread here, a little bit left over. I am going to put my garlic herb butter on it and some extra garlic powder and put that on the sheet pan as well. And I am going to make some nice hot pepper garlic bread to go with my zoodle salad that I am making. Now my husband will have the zoodle salad as well. My son probably will not. But that's okay, because the steak sandwich was mainly for my son. He absolutely loves steak sandwiches and stuff. So And then I'm just going to put this in a 350-degree oven for about 15 minutes. And that is usually all the time that that steak needs to cook. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be eating all of this garlic bread here, but I am just making it all so it gets used up, and then and then tomorrow I could make some breakfast sandwiches on the leftover garlic toast that I have left, which will make fabulous breakfast. Okay, and there's that. And I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle some extra garlic powder. Okay, there we go. Another sheet pan meal. 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And I put all of that together super fast. And we're just going to put it in the oven, 350 degrees for 15 minutes. And then that'll be it. Okay, now my garlic breads are done, so I'm going to go ahead and remove those. But my meat is still pretty red inside, so I am going to put that back into the oven for a little while. Probably about maybe 10 more minutes. Okay guys, I hope you like this this video of our top 5 sheet pan dinners. I have a lot more sheet pan dinners, so I will have a part 2. Just this first one, I wanted to go ahead and do the ones that we have in our constant rotation, because with baseball and things like that, I'm often having to quick make something in a hurry, or I need to make something that can sit out, that's already done, and they can eat and run when they need to. So sheet pan meals are a great thing for that. They don't take any time, and it's super easy cleanup. You only got one sheet pan. Use the parchment paper, so the majority of the time you just need to rinse off your sheet, unless something gets a little greasy or goes underneath it, then you might need to scrub your pan. But for the most part, you won't have to do that. You can just kind of rinse it off and it's good to go. But I will bring part 2, which is more or less common sheet pan dinners, but they are still delicious, yummy, and come together in no time at all. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you're not subscribed, and make sure you hit that thumbs up button as well. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, friends.